James asked me to share this information he told me today with you. He said this video, this information that please post on your channel will find people who need it. Because I want to help others with my own experience going through the tunnel of light, and he did go through tunnel of light. And it was confirmed by Catherine, who stayed with him until he took his last breath yesterday. So what happened is, I saw when I went into trance the same day I found out about him, that he was gone. I saw that when he was exiting his body from out of his head, the two entities came. They look kind of like demonic / organic, this hybrids, human bodies, heads looking like crow heads with beaks, semi-metallic heads. They got him. I saw his energy body exiting, and they got him under his armpits and pulled him towards the tunnel. And then he started watching the live review. They pulled him into some sort of space that looked like a room made out of energy type thing. Just a 4D platform they usually, bring the souls to. And then, because I talked to Catherine, and she said she felt him sitting next to her, saying that he's watching his live review. And because time doesn't exist in that space in 4D, I showed him what happened, that the entities took him. So he basically reversed the whole process. You can do that too. Because the minute everything happens, the minute you understand or want something else for yourself in 4D, like the minute he understood that he was taken, the entities were gone. The minute he understood that it's a trap, even though he knew, I told him many, many times that the tunnel of light, and we discussed it a lot, and in our podcasts and our sessions, that it was all a trap. One of the supposedly 7 traps described by Gnostics in their texts of the 4D matrix, which is an energetic matrix. After your physical body dies, you go through this 4D energetic matrix, and it has several layers of traps. The first layer, as I understand, is a tunnel of light with the life review. Because what they do is it's just an algorithm, a system. They read, of course, your mind. If you expect to see a God, they would show you a God. But the thing is, or if you expect to see angels or your relatives, they would show you the greatly done holographic images. They have great technology to literally trick you into believing that those are real people or those are real angels. But in reality, when I use the Italian method of hypnosis, of determining and reading the DNA, the true DNA of an entity, what I do is I look into the eyes of the, let's say, angel or being of light, and I touch his body, and with my intention, I read the DNA, the true DNA. And that being usually shapeshifts into reptilian or other, low vibrational, demonic, malevolent being. It's been done so many times. Karada Malanga have done sessions for 15 years. Kalajurugi Fazi has been doing sessions for over 10 years. I've been doing sessions for around 8 years, and every time a client describes the tunnel of light and the life review, we touch the entities, the beings of light, the relatives, and it either falls apart as a hologram, or it turns into some sort of, gray or reptilian or some other low vibrational being. Just a great way to deceive souls and throw them back into incarnation, basically, because through the life review, you still have your emotional mental body, so you feel pain of others when you did something, you made a mistake, you made others feel bad, or you hurt others emotionally. So at a soul level, you feel like, oh, I feel so bad that I done this, and that's what they use against you. Because of that, they say, okay, well, you get a chance to go back to live another life and make it up for those people you hurt in this life. And a lot of times, soul, if you didn't accumulate the knowledge in the physical life, you would not know that it's just a trap. You would agree to go back. That's their way to throw souls yet in another incarnation. And how can you learn any lesson, as people say, Earth is a school, but how can it be a school if in between classes they raise your memories? Imagine you as a child going to first grade, and before you enter the second grade, you go through an arch, what I see in 4D on those platforms, and the high voltage electricity zaps your body, your energy body, and you lose all the energy of the previous lives. How would you feel if you would go through the same arch, the technology that they use, and like totally take away all your knowledge you accumulated in the first grade? How can you learn in school if you cannot build up on knowledge from a previous grade or previous lives? It doesn't make any sense if you think logically. But the problem is, system doesn't teach us to think logically. It doesn't teach us to think for ourselves. System teaches us to listen to authority and repeat after authority. Anyway, and then James told me, just please tell others what I did and how it happened, and to check around, because the entities were hiding behind him. He didn't even realize they took him. He just felt like a pull, like some force was taking him and pulling him through the tunnel of light. And once you're in the tunnel, you feel unbelievable love, and you feel good, and then you forget about the traps and everything, you just like feeling good. And then he just was released basically because of his intention, because of his knowledge. He escaped the trap, and I saw him going through the original sun's portal, which looks like a golden gate, and he waved goodbye at me, and he went to the home spaceship, where we've seen that spaceship in many sessions we've done together. We've seen his real father. We've seen, it's like a planet on a spaceship. There's multiple levels. There's levels with oceans, lakes, forests, mountains. It's just beautiful, and he's so happy. It's truly amazing that he knows. I always told him that I meditate on my way to the beach. When I walk, I relax and go into trance mode. But this is the second day when I felt like crying on my way to the beach, and every time I feel very emotional. James shows up and tells me, hey, wanna talk? And it's just amazing. And then he tells me all this information. Some information is just too personal, but he was happy. We always wanted to meet at the beach someday and swim together, because his favorite place was the beach. He loved the beach. Every time I would tell him I'm going to swim, he would say, oh, I wish I would be there, because I love going to swim. I love water. He was very connected to water. We were in Crystal Gate program, and I remember being a dolphin. I even drew him a picture, how he was holding onto my tail, and I was pulling him through the water. It was amazing. I still have that picture. I might find it at home in my album, in one of my albums. I as well have a flower I drew from our session together about the Mars, original Mars, and the life there, and how humans used to live there, how beautiful it was, and how the surface was all covered with flowers, the sky was blue. So I might do short videos on those too, showing you my drawings, unless you read his articles about Mars on his website. But that's what he wanted me to do. he said that he'll be giving me messages, and he'll be asking me to deliver them to you, even though my channel is shadow banned. But he said it doesn't matter, Oksana, because those who are awakened and who those people whose souls want to hear this information, the video will find them, the soul will organize the way. And he also told me everything goes according to scenario, everything is for a reason, everything is pre-planned. It's like a movie, and you are put through the movie as a main actor. He said all the people who contacted you after my physical passing, those people that they were supposed to contact you, so you can group together and spread the knowledge together, you know, because he wants people to know the truth. He actually told me that there's about 21 to 25%, because every time new person, you know, new people awaken, but he said it's really a small percentage of people who are truly awakened. Because as I said in my previous sessions, on my channel, I saw about 30% of people awakened, but he said it's less, it's from 21 to 25%. But we can still, you know, the process of awakening is still going, so there's still a chance for many to get from a false awakening and believing in new age angels and archangels. You know who archangels are. They're archonic angels. They are the malevolent being in disguise. They're just tricking you. They have amazing technology. They put these holographic images around themselves like screens, and you see them as beings of light. And the reason why they're glowing with light and emitting love frequency to you is because they put this technology, it's called mirror technology. They basically absorb your frequency of love that comes from your soul and like mirror it back at you, and it gives you a false perception that it's coming from them, but it's coming from you. They are stealing your energy and mirroring it back to you. I've been studying this for over 8 years. I've been listening to Italian sessions by this professor, and he's in charge of department in the University of Pisa, Department of Molecular Biology and Biochemistry. He's been doing the regressive hypnosis sessions for 15 years, and he found out that we live in, like Gnostic said, he confirmed what Gnostic said in that text, that we live in the inverted reality, in the fake, distorted version of the original earth, and everything here is lies and deception. As above, so below. People lie, governments lie, officials lie. As below, so above. As above, so below. And above us in 4D, they also lie to us to keep us in the endless cycle of incarnation. You need to think about it, know it. And you know, if you want more information, you can also listen to my videos on my channel. If your soul brings those to you, to your attention, then you're ready for them. So I did what James asked me, and I also asked me, can I use his pictures, his photos as thumbnails for my videos, and he said sure, go ahead. He's such a lovely person. So on to the next video. Next time he tells me to share with you, I will. Bye everyone, thank you for listening.